a little before 11 o'clock on Friday, and trying again for the trip I did last time, except we're going to do the full figure eight this time. We're going to do up what is it, Dutchman's Creek Trail, do the full figure eight loop. But I got my brother Joe and my good buddy Matt. This is Matt's first backpacking trip ever, so looking forward to introducing him to backpacking. It's supposed to be pretty chilly this weekend. So when I was here about 4 weeks ago, it was in the mid to upper 80s during the day. I was sweating my tail off. The nice thing about North Carolina weather is if you don't like it, give it about 10 minutes and it'll change. So this weekend we're looking at lows in the mid 20s at night. So significantly different weather. But probably only going to hike maybe 6 or 7 miles today. The water should not be as much an issue as what I'm told. We stopped by the ranger station on the way here, and lady said they've gotten a decent amount of rain, so shouldn't be struggling like it was last time. But absolutely gorgeous day. Got my first equipment malfunction out of the way early. My trekking poles are stuck shut, so they're the folding ones, and couldn't get them to come out. So I'm not sure exactly why, but I'm gonna hike this entire thing without trekking poles, which I'm not really looking forward to, but oh well. Still a beautiful day. My first non-solo hiking trip for a while, which is good. Haven't gotten to camp with my brother since last summer when we went to Utah, and so yeah, it'll be a fun trip. Good times. That's a good sign. That's that creek's a lot wetter than it was the last time I saw it. So that's a good sign.
Even running.
Yeah, even moving water. I may not have to filter water out of a puddle. So it's been a while since I've done a hiking / vlogging trip where I wasn't solo. So I forget how obnoxious it looks to talk to a camera when there's no one else. I'm just talking to a camera. And the other thing that I'm learning is, when I set the camera up to do the walking shots and whatnot, it's not really a big deal to go back and forth or stop when I'm by myself. But setting them up and not being a detriment to the group, it's a little challenging. I'm already missing my trekking poles. We had our first creek crossing, and I would feel a lot better if I had them. Just about perfect weather to be out here. Tonight we'll see, but at least tonight we'll be bundled up next to a fire. That sounds fantastic. I'm also going to get Matt to say good times on this video at least once. I don't think he's going to do it. He makes fun of me for saying good times all the time. It is a good time. We're having good times. First of a few pretty significant uphills. Here we go. Milk was a bad choice. Yeah, these downhills. These downhills are definitely where I'm missing my trekking poles. My old man knees can't handle it. Uphills too, but mostly downhills. So there's my campsite from last time. Well, home sweet home. It was a nice little spot. No water close by, so that was the only downside, but still a good spot. Flat considering what's around it. This is a shout out to the Uwharrie Trailblazers. To make it so we don't have to step over that. Is much appreciated. All the work that goes into maintaining this trail and carting equipment all the way out here. Make it so that our lazy butts don't have to step over a tree. So that's much appreciated. I know it is no easy feat keep a trail like this looking like it does, so thank you very much. We've got done about 4 miles and some change, and I think the plan will be we've been hiking for coming up on 2 hours, so I think we will hike down to the creek where last trip I filtered from those puddles. And we'll have lunch there. Seems like a decent spot. So I don't think we'll do too many more miles after lunch. Maybe once we have lunch, we'll hike up to the junction, and then I think we'll hang a right, go up the Uwharrie Trail to Dutchman's Creek, and then maybe camp where the trail crosses Dutchman's Creek. We'll see. That'll be undiscovered country at that point because I haven't been up that part of the trail. A little schwindy. And cool enough that my nose is running, and it's the middle of the day, so I think we're in for a chilly evening, but that's okay. It's November. That's what the weather's supposed to be like. It's also interesting to see the transition that the forest has gone through just in the handful of weeks that I've been gone. Lots more leaves have changed. It's a lot easier to see through the forest now, which is interesting, but the colors are just stunning. This is why autumn is my favorite season. Beautiful. So Matt said that he prefers the downhills to the uphills right now. I'm undecided because we're going down a pretty kind of an extended gradual downhill. My knees are talking to me. So there's another blooper reel. Do I? Oh, of course it's on film. Yeah. I think so.
When we went?
I would imagine so. But I laughed. I mean, it sucked for them.
Like cut across the river real fast to get that chute, and you're just digging as hard as you can. It was like that for like a good 5 or 10 minutes where I was just digging. I didn't even look where I was going. I was just digging, and the waves were crashing.
That is here, let me turn the camera off. So this is the creek where I topped off with water for the last time on my last trip. And if you take a second to compare what it was then to what it is now, there's a significant amount of water in there compared to now, which is fantastic. That's the way it should be. Creeks are supposed to have water in them, by gosh. But anyway, so I don't think water is going to be as big an issue this time. as it was last time, which is good. So we're sitting there after finishing eating, and actually got chilly. So we're like, man, about time to get on the trail again, just warm up. Still a gorgeous day. Perfect. I think I've determined that Joe is trying to take pieces of Uwharrie back home with him, because he's been collecting leaves along the trail. It looks fantastic. But yeah, so he's going to redistribute those leaves across the forest floor. But we're slowly making our way up this ever so gradual incline. We're just about to the trail junction with the Uwharrie Trail, and then after that we'll probably hang a right, go up the Uwharrie Trail for a little bit, or find a place to camp for the night. Whew. Good times.
Yeah.
Made it to the junction. Some familiar territory. So we'll be back here tomorrow, but coming from that direction. But right now, head down to the actual Dutchman's Creek and see if we can't find a spot to call home for the night. And then tomorrow, probably do the upper loop, see where that takes us. But good times. All right, we made it home for the night, or afternoon. It's just after 3 o'clock. We cranked out 8 miles today in a whopping 4 hours with a nice long break. But the theme of this trip is relaxation, so we're not trying to do heavy miles. So we're gonna set up camp here. This is a honey of a spot. Right next to Dutchman's Creek, right over there. And another bonus for this trip is we don't have to fight for water. There's plenty of water in Dutchman's Creek, so it shouldn't be an issue as far as replenishing that. So we'll top off before we leave in the morning. But priorities of work: get our shelters set up. Joe's sporting a hammock. I'm kind of excited to see it. Matt's got his Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2, I believe. I've got my trusty REI hammock that I'm going to be sleeping in tonight. But again, it's supposed to get down into the mid-20s tonight. So all of our cold weather gear is going to be put to the test. But wouldn't have it any other way. Fantastic day. Couldn't ask for much better weather. Good times. So this may come out as a backward-handed compliment, but I'm genuinely impressed here. So what happens to the best of us is, we end up not bringing everything that we had meant to bring. And so Joe decided he wanted to try his hammock setup without straps. So that's what he's doing right now.
This is what I decided to do.
Yes, this was a conscious decision to leave the hammock straps at home. So what he's got going on here is he's got some paracord rigged up, and from what I understand, initial tests indicated that paracord is stretchy. So, but I genuinely am impressed, because I would have been screwed had I left my straps. But starting to feel like home a little bit. Got my REI hammock set up. Still got to put stuff in it, but I think we're nearing that point where firewood is gathered, beers are cracked. But it's 3:30, and I imagine we've got maybe 2 hours of daylight left if we're lucky. Sun's been going down pretty early lately, so one of the all-important camp chores that up to this point I've never documented is hanging a bear line for your food bag. Certainly don't expect any bears tonight, but there are the chances of critters. Joe said he just found a mouse, but squirrels, raccoons, those kinds of guys, they love eating your food. So what I'm going to try to do is hang a bear line from that there branch, and I've got the Z-Packs little rock bag with a rock in there. So we're going to test my manlyhood and see if I can get it in one shot. Probably not. That's pretty high up there, and there's plenty of stuff to get in the way. So we'll see. One way or the other, it's going to get documented, for better or worse. We'll see how it goes. Fail. Absolute fail. Success. All right, so 2 tries. First try was on that branch right there, and I made the mistake of not holding onto the other end of the line, and so the line went over the branch on the first try, but the other end went so high I couldn't reach it. So this one, branch number 2, definitely more suitable. So we got that hung. It's much harder to do that in the dark, so that's why I wanted to get it done now, and then we'll hang our food later. But now we can move to set up the rest of camp. But what we got going on? This is a nice little spot. Joe's got his war bonnet tent, or gosh, I keep calling it a tent. His Superfly. That's his war bonnet tarp and hammock, complete with expertly rigged straps. But yeah, good times. So Joe's gonna try the 1 match fire challenge.
Tell me you're not recording this.
All right, I'll tell you I'm not recording this. Anything else you want me to tell you?
Probably nothing you're going to put on YouTube, though.
Well, yeah, like I said, I mean, just because I record it doesn't mean it's going on YouTube.
No.
But it is recorded forever. But 1 match fire challenge, I'm a little excited. We'll see.
Yeah, man. Typical scouts. Like, how do you imagine them starting a fire?
With wet leaves?
Wet leaves and pine straw, baby. Just can keep throwing pine straw on it.
Hope for the best.
Like, you guys trying to signal somebody for help, or what is going on here?
So I think he did it strategically while I was gone getting firewood, but Joe went ahead and he's not waiting around for me apparently, but he said it's a 1 match fire. There are no witnesses.
Count the matches.
How many did you start with? See? Yeah. We'll have to take his word for it that it's a 1 match fire.
It's a 1 match candle right now.
Well, it's going. But yeah, so we got firewood, we've got fire, we got water. Both of my camping buddies are sporting the platypus gravity feed. So this is Matt's inaugural run. It's looking good so far. So my last packet gourmet cheddar jack cheese spread. So last time I was I tried to be as exact as I possibly could with measuring the water and whatnot and reading directions, and I ended up probably putting in just a smidgen more water than I had wanted to. What I'm thinking is I'm going to use, since David Gray was the one that turned me onto this, I'm going to use his measuring style, and I'm going to pour some water in there and hope for the best. All right. 1/4 cup, 2 ounces of water. It'd be like the bartender. It's like the 1 second pour, 2 second pour. Did you see that exact measuring going on right there?
Yeah, that was sweet.
That was that as exact as you could possibly hope for. Stir. Might give it a little more. So now you seal it up. And then my absolute favorite part, massage. You gotta massage the cheese. It's only 4:30, so about dinner time is when this is gonna be ready. But whatever. It's gonna go fast anyway. There's 3 of us, so there's not much. We'll probably each get 3 or 4 bites, healthy bites. Oh gosh.
Structural failure.
All right. See you in an hour. All right, so it is 5:34. So it's been rehydrating for an hour and some change. Got to do it with Ritz crackers because that's what David Gray does. What David Gray does is his gospel.
Oh, you actually, how nice. Thank you, sir.
Mouse will clean that one up. Oh,
Thanks, sir.
So it's got nuts in it?
I don't know what it has in it, but it tastes pretty
Not
good.
crunchy.
Well, that might mean it's because it's not hydrated. Well, yeah, it's got nuts.
Yeah. Sort of macadamia, I think.
Yeah, it's good.